How are we doing tonight, everybody? The spring finally got here, huh? So, my name is Gabriel de la Cerda. You get bonus points if you can say it like that. Let's try it once, shall we? Gabriel? Good enough. Gabriel de la Cerda for my friends. I am one of 6 candidates running for House District 36. It's technically we're in the district currently. It's 2 doctors, a lawyer, an activist, a retired gentleman, and myself. I'm a social worker currently. Why am I running? When I found out this seat was currently held by Joel Olson, she's retiring, and Bruce, congratulations on your retirement. You know I love you, brother. I stayed up for about 24 hours straight. I couldn't sleep. I'm currently on the State Central Committee for the Iowa Democratic Party. And the reason I ran for the State Central Committee is because, in my opinion, the Iowa Democratic Party isn't formulating the strategy to go ahead and shift our winning potential into the future. And the past 2 years that I've been on the State Central Committee, I haven't seen anything to change my mind on that opinion. I'm sad to report. Believe me, I'm very sad because I have a 4.5-year-old son now. And if it was just me having to worry about the things that are happening right now at the state level, I could hack it. But when my son is not of the age to go ahead and get a vaccine, and I have to worry about the state organizations telling school boards how to run the schools, you know, the party of small government telling small government what to do, hypocrisy, that's when I got angry. And I decided I needed to do something about it. So myself, I make less than $20 an hour as a social worker. I decided I would go ahead and add my voice to this fight. Specifically because I believe I have the knowledge and the strategy to go ahead and help the Iowa Democratic Party win again. It's already been written. We just go old school, FDR politics. Right now, there are 2 parties in this world. The Republican Party, who's married to money, and the Democratic Party, who would like to be married to money. We can't win that way. We have to be the party of the people. We have to be the party of the little guy. I'm a little guy. And I know what it means when you go to the grocery store and you try to buy a gallon of milk and you see it's over $5 a gallon now. When was the last time you guys bought a gallon of milk? 4.5-year-old son, $5 a gallon at Walmart. I about fell down. It was so crazy that there was an older lady, she was probably in her 80s, she was waiting and telling everybody as we came to open up the door, can you believe it's $5 a gallon? No, I can't. She didn't know I was running for office. She was just making it a point to say, this is not right, and it's not. People talk about the fact that prices are going through the roof right now, but yet when you look at the corporations, their profits aren't down. It's unadulterated greed. And Democratic Party cannot be the party of greed. There's already that party. They have their flag. I intend to raise old school politics, FDR politics. That's my brand. So how can I change things? This seat is the cash cow for the Democratic Party. It's one of the richest seats in the state. And I have nothing against wealth. I hope to one day be in that class. I look forward to being able to pay those kind of taxes one day, but I'm not actively trying to get there. The way you change the paradigm, which I'm trying to do, is you take this seat, and once you get to power, you show the Democratic Party that this little guy beat 2 doctors, a lawyer, not because he outspent them, but because he outworked them. I know something about hard work. I recently got endorsed by the AFL-CIO in a 6-way candidate primary. For all general purposes, it's the general election, because whoever wins this seat is going to be the next state representative for House District 36. I'm going to end my little spiel here with what I've been doing at union halls all across the county. This is my old union jacket From 2010 to 2013, I was a steel worker at Bridgestone Firestone. This jacket is very special to me. It reminds me of what it's like putting in 12-hour shifts. It reminds me what it's like working in the summertime next to presses that are 135 degrees Fahrenheit. I was a lot skinnier when I worked at Bridgestone Firestone. These are my old work boots at Bridgestone Firestone. I still have them, and I still put them to work. Every time it snowed this winter, I was over at my mom's house, snow shoveling and snow blowing. If I need steel toes, they're here ready to go to work. These boots remember their roots. And if you folks know anyone in House District 36, or if you live in House District 36, you have an opportunity to send someone to put these boots back to work, kicking a little ass up at the legislature. Because I guarantee you, I'm gonna be the one taking on the bullies and reminding them every day, when you go after the little guy, be it someone who's unemployed, trans rights, teachers, I will be the loudest voice on the Hill kicking ass every day with these boots. Figuratively, obviously. But that's what I'm trying to do. I can't wait anymore for someone else to do the job for me. And that's my spiel. GabeForIowa.com. We're on a shoestring budget, but we have reinforcements on the way with the AFL-CIO endorsement. If you guys like what you heard, I'll be here until the end of the show. Come shake my hand, come ask me questions, obviously next. So thank you for your time. Joe, thank you for your time, Joe. So the district covers I-235 south to Park Avenue, over to the east side up to like B&B Grocery. So a little corner of the south side. Currently, we're in the district at this time. My campaign manager is gonna go and show you a map right there. And feel free to pass that around if people are interested in it. Basically, from everything west of the East Village, Des Moines River is the eastern border, all the way to 63rd Street, and Park Avenue and Watrous is the southern border.
Any other questions?
Yes, sir.
You're on the IGP Central Committee now?
Yes, sir, I am. I didn't run for re-election, so my term will be ending at the end of the state convention here in June.
It seems from what I'm reading that Iowa is pretty sure to lose our first in the nation status. Do they have any sense of responsibility for their mishandling of the last caucus?
I can't speak for everyone on the state central committee. All I can speak to is the fact that I ran to be on the state central committee because I think strategy needs to change. And I can tell you there's no strategy right now. The people that are in power believe things are fine, we just need to raise more money and we'll go and be able to beat the Republican. My whole thing is our messaging needs to be stronger. We need to reach out and, it's one thing to vote correctly, but it's one thing to vote correctly, knowing you're gonna lose, but you can still reach out to those. In this instance, this is an issue Joe's spoken on, the meat packers, for example. When the meat packers lost the ability to go ahead and sue their employers for having them put in working conditions that were detrimental to their health, the Democratic Party, Iowa Democratic Party they voted correctly, but they didn't mobilize and inform those voters that we were on their side and there's someone else who made sure they didn't have the opportunity to protect themselves. It's not just the individuals working in that plant. A lot of those people who work in those plants look like myself, and their first language isn't English, it's Spanish. But their children who are coming of age and voters, they will remember the people who came there and fought for them. So not only their parents, but the children. And we have big families typically, we're good Catholics. So when we're talking about changing the paradigm in rural voters, most of these meatpacking plants are in the rural areas. And we missed an opportunity to organize those individuals to remind them we had their back and will continue having their back. We just need the paradigm to shift to where we control the House, the Senate, any one of those levers of government. If we control it, then we can start changing things. And when that happens, the money will come. First and foremost, we need to change that. Power respects power. When we have power, the money will come.
Any other questions? One more.
I think your comments about the messaging being off are so spot on. Because I will tell you that today on my phone, yet again, I got another message from Nancy Pelosi telling me that she just doesn't know what she has to say to me to get me to send her some money. But she doesn't ever tell me what she might do to help me make more money to be able to send her money. It's my fault that I'm not sending her money.
So, man, now we're talking national politics. I'll be here all night. We can definitely go
What I'm
on.
talking about is your messaging, your comment that the messaging is so bad.
So I'll give you an example, and I can only speak for myself on this. This district is the convergence, House District 36 is the convergence of the Des Moines River and the Raccoon River. What's really wrong with our rivers right now? Nitrates, right? I don't say nitrates, I say shit. There's shit in our water, and I'm sorry to use bad language, but where I come from, it's called union language. We speak the truth. I'm gonna be speaking the truth. If we want voters to understand what we're talking about, most voters didn't take chemistry in high school. Nitrates means nothing to them. But you tell someone, if you go walk in that water, you're stepping in shit, that flips a trigger. And we need to go ahead and go back. So Republicans are really good when it comes to messaging. Democrats can be good, but we just don't like ruffling feathers. I'm sorry, but the way that things are going right now, the laws that are getting passed are costing people's lives. And if we don't change the paradigm now, we're gonna end up Kansas, just like Kansas.
Any other questions?
You might wanna check on Aldi's for your milk, it's under $3.
Oh. I will definitely do that. Unfortunately, so I rushed here I'm a social worker, and specifically I work with children and parents. So I just got done dropping off one of my clients tonight. And so typically I'm working late, so Aldi's closes at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. I don't know if they changed their hours, but they were under COVID hours, so it wasn't too often I could get into Aldi's. But I do have a Costco card, and I know it's cheaper at Costco, but I live in downtown, so heading all over to the west side is different. So yeah,
You know, you can send your campaign manager to get milk, right?
I'll
Okay.
Once a month, the League of Women Voters went to the federal courthouse right after the citizenship ceremony. We registered people to vote. We were registering about 50 or 60 people every month to vote. And now, we haven't done it for 2.5 years because they don't allow us to come into the federal courthouse anymore. So how do you get back all of the people that we lost?
So for starters, John, he worked with us, Dr. Vogt. I'm sure you know Dr. Vogt. Are you familiar with Dr. Vogt? He's a gentleman.
Oh, yeah,
John, yeah. He and I knocked a lot of doors on behalf of LULAC in 2019, or where I got this shirt. And he told me the whole League of Women Voters and what you guys were doing, and I thought that was amazing. And obviously, because of COVID occurring, they put in protocols to where you can do it anymore. So, but first, you're doing God's work, so thank you for that.
But
how do we
get those people back? Because that was a lot of people.
By doing the work. So specifically, I'm going to like union halls, for example, and sharing my story with them. I'm making sure, one of the conversations I had last week, I had with a gentleman who said, outdoor knocking, you have my vote because no one's ever voted or ever knocked on my door before. So I'm in a position with my campaign manager, with the AFL-CIO endorsement, I'm gonna be able to have a lot more resources to go and get my message out to those individuals. Because I'm working class, and I imagine a lot of those folks, like kind of folks that are working at Bridgestone, Firestone, John Deere, Titan Tire, and their hours are different. But also reaching out to the schools where their students, where their children most likely go to school at, to make sure they get registered as well. So there's no silver bullet, but it's all about making sure you're out in the community doing the work. And if If what you're saying is resonating with the community, the word's gonna get out, and we'll be able to bring them back into the fold.
Okay, you got one more, kid?
Sorry.
That's all right. Hey, enjoy your night.